school? I think it's still you, Tabitha.
Educational supports, there is very much that definitive line in the NDIS of, whose responsibility is what. Education supports are the responsibility of the Department of Education, which is state-based, and all these things that we know help our little people attend school and participate in school and do homework at home, um, are no longer funded. So, training of school support staff to understand your child's disability can be funded. So, if your child has different needs and impairments that need to be supported throughout the day, then that can be funded. You may be able to get different things like Auslan and AAC education, things like that. Any tutoring or educational support is not funded. As Hayley said, school uniforms or supplies, regardless of the number that you need, is not funded. Any laptops or iPads or tech for school. So if your child does have, say, dyslexia, dysgraphia, and really struggles with that, it's the education system's responsibility to provide your child with those resources, not the NDIS. Any fidget tools, noise cancelling, headphones, wobble stools, sensory mats, things like that. So we get a number of requests for people to purchase wobble stools, the kick band elastics on chairs and things like that. And these are all great strategies that do really help children with ADHD and things like that to participate in the classroom, but it is the school's responsibility to do that. And there are a number of different resources out there, so it's not necessarily on you as a parent to have to buy those. I know our school, they have noise cancelling earmuffs available in most classrooms, and if there's more students that need them, then they get more. They just have baskets at the front that kids can come and get, and they can use them, and things like that. We have in South Australia, we actually have a library resource for things like fidget toys, wobble stools, that the department can access. And there are those services in other states, some better than others, but it is definitely worth having a chat. So in the South Australian Library, so as a parent, you can go and hire or loan 5 items from certain categories at each time. The school can have 10 items. So you can take your little person there, they can test out some sensory things, some wobble stools things, and you can actually speak to the school to order that and have it on loan for your child to use at the school. So there's options out there, and it is the education system that should be supporting that. Any watches for reminding your person at school? So reminders for continence or for drinking water, for period tracking, things like that. They are not an NDIS support, and they must be looked into for alternative supports there. Support workers at school or childcare. So you cannot fund your support worker using your NDIS funds to attend and support your child in the school. The school must provide that funding. And it is always worth chatting with your school in regards to the supports if you feel that they aren't sufficient. There's a number of different pathways you can go down for that. So if you need support workers for supporting or supports for supporting learning and education, it has to be the department funding those support officers.